Pankaj, what are you getting in from the ATC? Of course, we knew that they are pointing fingers to the jet airline pilot. What are you getting in this entire blame game which has ensued?
Preeti, as I was mentioning earlier, I had a word with the pilot fraternity, and they clearly maintain that this is a sure-shot blame game on part of the ATC, who's just not willing to accept the terrible mistake that could have caused the lives of more than 300 passengers in the Riyadh-Bombay and the Mumbai-Singapore flight. Now, the pilot fraternity clearly maintains that ATC had absolutely no business to disturb the pilot while it had given the clearance for the Jet Airways flights to take off. The flight had already started rolling. It had near about crossed V1 speed, and after that the ATC instructs the pilot to abort takeoff. Now there is one more angle to it here. We agreed that after V1 speed it was practically impossible for the pilot to abort takeoff. At the same time, the pilot was not even in a position to hear what the instructions of the ATC really were. It was only after the Jet Airways flight was airborne that it requested the last message, that it got to know it had asked for, the ATC had asked it to abort the takeoff. Then there's one more thing. What the pilots are maintaining here is there is something called a minimum descent approach. The last point from where on it is impossible for the pilot to disturb any sort of a landing. It is that point wherein the pilot has to decide in a very judicious fashion whether it has to land finally or whether it has to carry a go around. It was at that point of time that the Air India pilot, in his all judicious mind, decided that it will have to carry a go around. In fact, the officials in the ATC tell us that it was the Air India pilot, in a very irritated fashion, told the ATC that it will have to carry a go around now. It was the sure-shot mistake on part of the ATC. Of course, the DFDR will clear all the aspects as to who is lying, but as of now, this blame game really shows a sorry state as to what's happening in the understaffed ATC.
Well, exactly, and overburdened, understaffed, overworked. Well, these are excuses, but excuses which do not cut in when lives are at risk. Let's once again, for the benefit of our viewers, play in the conversation which was recorded in that time when this incident occurred at the ATC. Let's once again play it for our viewers.
Jet 9W012, you are clear to take off. Roger, clear for takeoff. AI 920, this is Mumbai ATC, continue approach. Roger, continue approach. Approaching MDA, carrying a go around. Jet 9W012, you were asked to abort takeoff. Sorry, instruction too late. We crossed V1 speed.
Well, let's cut across at this point of time. In the studio with us is Captain Panis. Captain, fortunately in this case, there were many lives which were saved. Unfortunately, India knows the aviation history of this country has lost so many lives because of goof-ups by the ATC. If today we stand, what are the takeaways that we take out of this incident that we can make sure that an incident like that does not occur?
Well, I do not know what is the reason for an ATC to tell Jet Airways to abort the takeoff. A pilot who is taking off is already very alert. If he sees anything on the runway, truck, he will abort himself. But why he made him to do that, only inquiry will tell why ATC told him to abort the takeoff. But at this time, I'll appreciate the Air India. Even if he is given him to clear to land, and if he finds in the air anything happening on the runway, he can immediately go down. And by his carrying out a go round, even if ATC would have not told him, he would have seen the aircraft has rejected the takeoff, and he would have gone around, and he has really saved the lives, and he should be appreciated and given a confidence that he has done a good job.
Clearly, the pilot of the Air India did the good job, saved the day for the ATS. The ATS should have stepped in and done its job. It did not. Let's get a closing comment right now from Sanat Paul, aviation expert, who's on the phone line with us. Sir, if we were to, what do we take away from this incident? How do we make sure that this doesn't happen again?
Well, my comment is like this, and it's a very general comment, that incidents like this do happen once in a while, but in India, the safety issues are becoming very important. The growth of airline industry, the addition of aircraft is very high, and the safety regulator, which is the DGCA, has to gear up his staff. Posts have been created, they're not being able to fill up because of so many reasons. and there are reasons to make sure that everything, quality of all the personnel improves. So it's something to be taken very seriously, not that this one incident took place and nothing happened, so everything is fine.
Well, you're right there, sir.